And colleagues, if I can have your attention, we are about to do something I hope that is historic here today. We don't get a lot of time to serve here in the Michigan legislature due to term limits. And I may be pretty guilty of spending an oversized amount of time of my term here in the Michigan House of Representatives fighting to expand the Freedom of Information Act and creating the Legislative Open Records Act, which is what my House bill and this package of bills does here. But I do it, and I expend that effort because I sincerely and truly believe in this legislation. I believe in my partnership with our former colleague from Vulcan, Michigan, who helped to draft this legislation, and our respective legal counsels who worked countless hours on them with us. I believe in my partnership with the Speaker Pro Tem and the bipartisan bill sponsors who brought this legislation to the floor here today. I believe in the House Democrats and the House Republicans who want to expand access and transparency within the governor's office and the state legislature. I believe we're trying to do the right thing for the residents of the state of Michigan. I believe in this legislation because during this time in which we serve, we are representing people on the left and the right who are demanding more control of their government. But I don't believe in it just because it's politically convenient to introduce this legislation today. No, I was first introduced to the problems with government transparency 11 years ago when I was a student at Michigan State University's School of Journalism. As a junior, I took Journalism 430, Journalism and the Law. And at the beginning of the semester, each student was assigned a county in Michigan and had 3 different FOIA requests to make to various officials in local government and see what the response would be. I was assigned to make requests to Ontonagon County, to its sheriff, its road commission, and a school superintendent in the county. And the other day, I was actually going through my files from that semester, and deep within the school files, I found one of the FOIA requests that I sent to the Ontonagon County Road Commission for their 2006 budget for snow plowing, salt, sand, and other materials used for snow removal that winter season. It was an inane request, but I got a response, much to the credit of the Road Commission. And that was it. And I thought that this was the most bizarre school project that we'd ever been assigned. But the lesson was learned when our class reconvened to compare notes. I got an easy response back from the county, and many other students got responses back from their counties as well. But other students were told from their counties that they were required to pay a fee that was probably out of their budget to fulfill the request. Some students were flat out denied their request, and other students didn't hear a response back at all. Denied a FOIA request to see the SALT budget. Why? If we couldn't see something as trivial as the SALT budget, would they hide things of greater consequence? How much trouble do the people in those counties have requesting information from their government? Those were the questions that were flying around our class discussion of that project 11 years ago. Those are the questions that the people in this state have of us in state government today. Because while some of Michigan's counties gave us a hard time, we prodded to get answers to those questions because by law, they had to give them to us. But on the state level, the governor's office and the state legislature are not subjected to the Freedom of Information Act. If county governments and municipal governments note that, then why would they treat FOIA with any more seriousness than we do here? Michigan students at Michigan State University 11 years ago found out that they don't. This is a glaring blind spot in the act. None of us here created that, but all of us have the opportunity here today to fix it. And to me, this is about so much more than the SALT budget. But if Michigan residents and journalists can't see the inane parts of how their government works, then how are they going to examine things of greater consequence, like the expulsion of 2 legislators, or things of the greatest consequence, like a health and water crisis in a proud Michigan city? We can't shine a light on anything like that in the state legislature or governor's office because we are one of only 2 states that aren't subjected to open records laws. We shouldn't be satisfied that 48 other states have figured out a way to make transparency work and we haven't. We shouldn't be satisfied that we rank 50th among 50 states in terms of transparency by the Center for Public Integrity. No one here should boast to anyone that we run a translucent state government. We need to embrace full transparency. This legislation is a bipartisan solution, and now a bicameral solution to a nonpartisan problem here in Lansing. And for those Michigan residents watching our actions here today in the Michigan House of Representatives, I hope that you make this your priority too, because with your advocacy, this will become law this session. I urge a yes vote on this bill and the successive bills here today to expand transparency in the state of Michigan. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.